What's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video. In this video, I got a very interesting topic, and that is the greatest Raptor of all time, Kyle Lowry, as he sat down with Marc Spears and talked a little bit about why exactly he left Toronto, and moving forward, what his plans are for both his NBA career and his retirement. And one, very notable thing was that I think made a lot of us Raptor fans happy and excited is that he said he's going to retire a Toronto Raptor, and at the very least he'll, retire here on a one-day contract. That's something he said, when he was, nearing last year's trade deadline, and it's something that he's going to continue to reiterate, I believe, as long as that question gets asked towards him. But in this video, I'm just going to kind of dissect some of his, quotes, I guess you could say, and let's get started. So Marc J. Spears asked him, one of the first questions, was it a hard decision to depart to the Heat? And he said he had a great relationship with Masai and Bobby Webster throughout this whole last year of the pandemic. We came off the 2018-19 season where we were champions and were playing well. Went to the bubble and we lost to Boston, and then that next season, losing Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol, us being displaced, it was like, all right, we have an open line of communication with Masai and Bobby, my agent and myself. A lot of it because I have a relationship with those guys. So, he clearly said, he didn't leave on a bad note, and he continued to talk to those guys on a daily basis, and he said he still does. He talks to Pascal, OG, Fred, most of the guys on the team. And then they asked him, do you want to work for the Raptors when you're done playing? He said, I don't know if I want to work in this league. Everybody's saying that it will be good. I respect our league and my goals for what I'm thinking about as a league. I'm looking bigger than just working in the league. My goal is to create enough wealth where I can be a part of something. So, he's clearly looking, more money beyond, front office or a coaching position. This is like getting into, business. So that seems like, what Kyle kind of wants to do. And then, they asked him, if it's important to win another NBA title before he retires. And that's an obvious answer. Kyle Lowry's a winner. I mean, that's all he wants to do. The guy just wants to win. So that was a clear answer there. He just, he said it's what we play for. If you're not playing to win the NBA championship, what are you playing for? So clear, obvious answer there from, a champion and the greatest Raptor of all time. Another question he was asked is, why the Heat? Why did he choose to go to the Heat? And he said it was the right situation, it was the right fit, and they had a need for someone like me in the sense of style of play and individuality, how I move and how I operate. They also added talent in Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. They added P.J. Tucker, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent. He talked about Udonis Haslem, kind of his leadership role, Coach Spo, Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, the Heat president. So that was a clear, he wanted to go to a team that was a little bit closer to winning. So obviously for Kyle, that's the main reason there. But he talked about his relationship with the Raptors a lot here, and he completely said that, that the players back there and everybody in the organization are his brothers, and he continued to say that. So, obviously as a Raptor fan, it's great to hear that Lowry's keeping in touch. He talked about how emotional it's going to be when he has to come back to play in Toronto. He said he's got 3 days here. He said, and this season, I think we've got 3 days there. I'm not looking forward to the emotion. So he's clearly, Toronto for him was his home for a long time, and he loved it here. So it was definitely, difficult for him to leave, but at the same time, he knew that he was going to go to a good place in Miami, where he can, compete for another title. But his respect for Toronto is still at an all-time high, and he still loves the city, loves the fans, the team, his teammates, the front office, the whole organization, and that's clear. And then one of the most interesting questions was, how tough was it to play for the Raptors in Tampa last season and in the NBA bubble? a season before due to the pandemic. In response to that, Kyle Lowry came out and said, and for me it was very bittersweet because I never wanted to leave, but it was more a sense of, all right, my kids are getting older and I want to be somewhere where they can be stable no matter what. And yeah, everybody says you could just live in Canada, but you'd have to get a Canadian citizenship to live there. And I don't think I would have lived there for the rest of my life, but I'll be able to go back. That's still home, like I've said, and I'll say it now. I will sign a one-day contract and I'll retire as a Toronto Raptor. That is my everything. He also said it was ridiculous. I had a house in Toronto. This is about, playing in Tampa in the NBA bubble. It was ridiculous. I had a house in Toronto. I still have stuff in storage up there, and that was my home. My kids' stuff, painting, my kids' stuff, paintings, and schoolwork. It just sucks that I didn't have a chance to play a game there since February 2020. We were going on a West Coast trip, and we played Utah, and then the pandemic hit. My kids were already on spring break, and then I didn't go back. I went straight to my hometown of Philly, and it was definitely tough. Toronto was home. That was legit home. You're spending September to June there because your kids are at school in Toronto, and not to be able to go there, it was like, damn, when will I ever, actually be able to go back to the city and enjoy it? He even said I went back there last offseason, I had dinner, and it was good just, having the chance to go and sit down there. And this season, I think we've got 3 days there, like I said before. And this season, we've got 3 days there. He's not looking forward to it. He's going to be emotional. He said he talked to DeMar about it. But just wanted to kind of dissect a lot of those quotes from Lowry in this video. So very, very interesting. But that's really all I got in this video, guys. Just wanted to kind of go over some of the quotes from Lowry. It's interesting what he had to say. He clearly has a lot of respect for Toronto, and that he's not going to lose that, and he's still going to visit every now and again. So that's definitely good to hear from the greatest Raptor of all time. But you guys let me know your thoughts on these comments from Kyle Lowry down below in the comment section. As a Raptor fan, I mean, it's always good to hear him praise us, but he has no reason not to. He'd love to hear. He was here for 9 years, so it's definitely great. But you guys let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys on the next video. Let's go Raptors.